Got the zip in the step. Got the zip in the step. That's right. The autumn moon lights my way. The rain. Ramble on. Ramble on. 1972. Hey, we'll let Zep play us back out of here in just a minute. Preservation Thursday on Friday. Preservation Thursday on Friday. For those of you who missed Tuesday here, this past week had a little medical event. Finding out about Missouri's medical delivery system. I still find it ironic that people getting free health care for life argue over hours. Just food for thought. Just food for thought. Hey, folks, got some good news. Good news. Apparently, Ameritrust, they are recruiting. Let me see here. For rehab work, is what I'm understanding. I just had their dooberhickey up here. Let me pull it up. Had some hiccups with technology here. We're getting things back online, so hopefully stuff will be, I guess, Deasia McNish is the vendor coordinator for maintenance with Ameritrust. They're using the Honey Badger portal to feed everybody into their thing, and of course, let me see here. What do they want? They want general liability. Ameritrust must be added as additionally insured and certificate holder. Trade license, if applicable, a W-9 and an ACH form. Remember, oh yeah, and you have to pass a background check for them. Sounds like employee scenario. I could be wrong, but keep in mind, when you do this ACH, make sure that's only a one-way ticket. Many of these companies that are members of the infamous National Association of Mortgage Field Services, and I say that with all due respect, it was the Chingadera, his birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Miller. Happy birthday, Mr. Miller. Our infamous Tony Soprano look-alike in the National Association of Management for Stealing, as I fondly call them, and until their members quit stealing from labor, that's what we'll call them. I don't know what to say. But Ameritrust, they're looking for rehab work. Are you properly licensed? They're doing some stuff. I came across another one who is recruiting, and boy, oh boy, oh boy. 80,000 red flags go up just at the name of the company. Trusted Field Services. Do not take that as a bad thing. I know nothing about them. But a name like that, I don't know. I do not know hedge funds in Atlanta, Birmingham, and Columbus. They're recruiting in those areas, of course. Prayers and good thoughts. Keep good thoughts out for the folks on the eastern seaboard there in the Carolinas, especially. Florence is wreaking havoc. I guess the floodwaters are moving in, the rain, everything is going crazy. I will be speaking next Friday, a week from today. I have another interview with the Merkin Group. We'll get back on track with them. We will get back on track with them. This is going to be a short Preservation Thursday, short and sweet, if you will. HUD, Bluestone is doing, again, Bluestone is recruiting and training in the field. That makes you an employee. Put as much lipstick on the duck as you want, it still quacks at the end of the day, folks. I don't care what you say. I do not care what you say. Ellsworth, Maine, September 29th, an IFAST summit. And of course, the hedge fund groups, foreclosurepedia.org, foreclosurepedia.org, ladies and gentlemen, up to the minute fraud reporting. And recently, the focus has been more on good stuff. What can we do? How do we put people to work? I had a couple questions come in. I have a Duns and Sam's account. How do I use them? Do you have a capability statement? Some people say yes. Some people say no. If you need help, I can help. I assist doing that. I work cheap. I work for food. I work for food. Even a T-shirt. I advertise your company. You got a T-shirt? You got a T-shirt? Send me a T-shirt. I'll wear a T-shirt, get you some advertising, get you some airtime there. Capability statements. Back to the capability statement for a minute. Here's what I need you to think. Think detailed business card in a flyer form, okay? And the reason that you have this, numerous things can be done with it. You can email it, you photocopy it and email it. You can hard copy and mail it. You can, one of the things that Aladay LLC would do, we would get a booth. We would go find these little local events. And right now the holidays are coming up. It's something to think about. People look for inexpensive gifts. This could be a way for you to generate cash flow now. You will have to provide service later, but people look for cool gifts. You do landscape maintenance, you do the rain gutter clean out, you clean the roof off, even a home inspection, just a property condition report that people want. This flyer, you get a little booth, one of these $25, $50 booths, something that's not going to break you. Something that you can sell gift certificates right there on the spot for your services. Your service is your product, remember. People give them as gifts. Think about that for a minute. People give them as Christmas gifts, holiday gifts, whatever you want to call it. But your services are a tangible product. Remember, keep very good track of that, because that will be income for this year, not next year when the work is done. If you're doing like a spring service, we used to do a gift certificate for $150 for a spring service cleanup on the yard, what we call a spring cleanup. We normally charge like $300 for that, because we do a lot of tree trimming. We included the rain gutter clean out and all that kind of stuff on a yard cleanup. But you can tailor something for somebody to pick up. But the capability statement allows you to put hang your shingle at the booth, man. You show your thing, because it's got all your licensing information. It's got all the services you provide. It's got a little bit about you. It's kind of like an About Us page on a complete About Us page on a website, not like some of the ones you see in preservation. Get your mind out of the preservation industry when you're thinking stuff like this, because even though the services you will be providing are the same you're doing in preservation, and this is what some of us have been screaming about for years, these are the same identical services that you do in other areas for the private sector. But I want you to stop and think for just a minute, what type of people go to these local events in their communities? Realtors, inspectors, insurance agents, property owners, rental property owners. I give you an example. I had somebody come by one day, man. This couple, they got our flyer. They talked to us for a minute. 20 minutes later, they came back and they said, "You do all this? Your company does all this services?" Yes, ma'am, we do. I'm paying 4 people. I'm hiring 4 companies. I will be calling you. Ended up being one of our better clients for a while there. That's how it works, folks. If you need help with the capability statement, like I said, I work really cheap. I work really, really, really cheap. We can use the PayPal. It's all good. RSREO. Few questions out there about them. I do not know. They are they're kind of new kids on the block. It's a crapshoot when you start getting these order mills. And of course, HUD. I have you ever heard of LPTA? LPTA. lowest price technically acceptable. Huh? Think about that for just a minute. Let that sink in. Lowest price technically acceptable. You gotta know the government's involved with that. It's a HUD thing. It's a HUD thing. And I'm going to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stop. Let's just sit down for just a minute, take a deep breath, and I want you to think about this. How come a company in Dearborn, Michigan is sending a bid to Atlanta, Georgia to complete services in the state of Arizona? Let that sink in for a minute. Why isn't the HUD office in Phoenix and Tucson recruiting local talent in Arizona? Why aren't those offices interviewing companies in Arizona so they know they're properly licensed, so they know they're properly insured, so they know that company knows what the law is in Arizona? Why does it work? Going in this big circular circle jerk around the country. That is a system for graft, corruption, and theft. That's what that system is. Thank you, Eric Miller. You parlayed it, you pyramided it, that's what you've done. I'm sorry, but that is not a system conducive to business. And as soon as more people in the industry stop being scared implactors and being allowed to be an exploited employee, as I call them, implactor, an exploited employee, misclassified with specificity to the property preservation industry. Think about it. That's all I'm saying. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. Think about it. But I don't remember who it was now. And I saw it. It came up. Let me see if I can pull something up here. Let me see. Da 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 da. Let me see. I don't know if any of you remember how the big push for geocoded pictures was last year, and then they have this photo address requirement and all this kind of stuff, and yeah. But the lowest possible, let me see, I saw that on, where did I see that? That was on LinkedIn, if I remember correctly. LinkedIn. The lowest possible price. Think about that for a minute. It's kind of like the space shuttle. 10 million people bid and they take the lowest price on the parts. That's what's happening with these contracts that you bid. They actually have a lowest price technically acceptable to do the work. Now I want you to think about that for just a minute. Why is a guy in Dearborn, Michigan bidding a job in Atlanta for the state of Arizona without talking to you, the contractor, about numbers? That's not your bid. That's not your price. That's not how business is conducted, ladies and gentlemen. Only in the exploited employee misclassified arena of the National Association of Mortgage Field Services is that acceptable. Get on over Richard Law. Check out Sophie. Check out some of the articles they got going on there. Also, check out foreclosurepedia.org, ladies and gentlemen. Information going on over there. Let me see here. Where is this here? Belmont, Hancock, Huron, Ohio. Of course, Bluestone Management there. I want you guys to think about that for, again. How are they recruiting you? How are they recruiting you? Are they saying, hey, we have a business opportunity for you, let's talk? No. They're saying, hey, we need you to do some work for us. I'm going to close it out here and let it go at that today. I'm just going to try to be as nice as I possibly can here. Again, we'll be back on track with the Merkin Group next week. I got some interviews with John. I spoke to him yesterday. And the hedge funds, Atlanta, Birmingham, Columbus. They're looking for people in those cities. Ellsworth, Maine, September 29th. iFast Summit. Is iFast right for you? Check it out. Links are in the description, ladies and gentlemen. ifast.org. If the organization is good for you, get involved. Get involved. See what happens. See what happens. Let's see here. And we're going to have Sep in the Step take us out today. How about that, folks? We'll have him take us out. If you like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to the station, folks. That's how it works. Oops. If you can help keep the lights on, there's a donation thing on the right-hand side. And it looks like I have all kinds of stuff coming in on my thing. I forgot to set the Do Not Disturb. Forgot to set the Do Not Disturb. And my box doesn't want to work, so I guess I'm out of here. Let's have a great day, folks, and let's all be safe out there.